Hello and welcome to the Triple Play Fantasy YouTube channel. My name is Art Tornabene. Those of you that know me on here know me from our normal fantasy sports content. Today I'll be taking a slight detour from that to talk about another love of mine, chess. The reason I'm talking about chess this week is because the World Chess Championships start this Friday in Dubai between two competitors. There's $2 million up for grabs in this contest. Let's start off by looking at the competitors. Many of you who know about the World Chess Championships or who have a passing interest in chess know about our first guy, Magnus Carlsen. Magnus Carlsen has been the World Chess Champion since 2013. Magnus is really the sort of Tiger Woods of chess. He was known that he was coming up for years. He became the highest rated player in the world at age of 19. And he has held that distinction since 2011 and the World Chess Championship since 2013. He defended that title in 2014, 2016, and 2018. This would be his fifth win in a World Chess Championship, which would make him the second most wins in World Chess Championship of all time. Of course, he has an opponent, and the opponent is Jan Nepomnyachi. Jan Nepomnyachi is a Russian chess grandmaster with a current rating of 2782, which is the fifth highest chess rating in the world. He was selected to be the opponent in the World Chess Championship because he won the 2020-2021 FIDE Candidates Tournament. The Candidates Tournament is a tournament of the 8 best grandmasters to decide who, in a round-robin format, to decide who will compete against Magnus in the World Chess Championship. Nepomnyachi had a 2849 performance rating, which is very good. As you can tell, his current rating is 2782. So he in the candidates tournament played better than his actual current rating, and close to what Magnus's current rating is of 2862. Now, these two have played before on multiple occasions. They actually grew up playing chess against each other and have faced each other in championships before. In classical time controls, which is what the World Chess Championship is decided under, Nepomnyachi actually has a winning record against the great Magnus Carlsen. Nepo, who is how he is known by people who don't want to say his entire last name, Nepo has 4 wins, 1 loss, and they have had 6 draws in their head-to-head matchups in classical chess. Now, this is not something to make a whole lot of hay out of, as many of these contests came before they were at their peak playing level and when they were much younger. But it just goes to show you that Nepo will not be intimidated in this contest by Magnus Carlsen. He has played him many times before, and he has a good success record, which is not common amongst players. Now, what are the factors that are going to decide this matchup? Well, one of the factors is, will Magnus allow Nepo to get into his favorite defense? This defense is called the Grunfeld defense, and Magnus actually has to allow Nepo to get into this defense. As you see, as I put up on the board here, the Grunfeld defense has this setup. And if Magnus does not make the first move of pawn d2 to d4, this setup cannot happen. If Magnus does make the first move, pawn d2 to d4, he is allowing Nepo to use his preferred Grunfeld defense. Now, you may ask yourself, why would Magnus allow Nepo to use this defense? Well, that is a great question. Magnus, though, however, has not shied away from allowing his opponents to use their favorite defense. In 2018, Magnus, on one game, allowed Fabiano Caruana, his opponent in the World Chess Championships, to use his favorite Petrov's defense in one game against him, which ended up in a draw. Now, the reason that Nepo likes this defense is that while using this defense, he gives up some control of the center squares of the board and allows Magnus control of those center squares. It also allows him to have many attacking opportunities later in the game. Other factors which may come into play are the time controls. Now let's go into the format of the World Chess Championships. The World Chess Championships are played generally under classical time control format, and there will be 14 classical chess games, which means there are 2 hours for the first 40 moves, and each player gets another hour for their next 20 moves, and then after that, there are 15 minutes with 30-second increments for the remainder. What is an increment? An increment is when you move, you get 30 seconds added to your clock. 7.5 points wins. A player is awarded 1 point per victory and a half of a point per draw. So this means that a player has to at least win one game and draw the rest to get 7.5 points. If no champion is decided to reach 7.5 points, if no champion is decided, it will go to a tiebreaker of 4 rapid chess games where there's 25 minutes to play the entire game with 10-second increments, and the first player to 2.5 points wins. And then if no player receives 2.5 points, 2 blitz games are played where there are 5 minutes per game with 3-second increments, and the first player to 1.5 points wins. And then if that does not decide, there is an Armageddon round where white gets 5 minutes to play, black gets 4 minutes to play, and if there is a draw, it is considered a win for black. Now, the last 2 World Championships were decided on tiebreakers and were not decided within the classical chess mode. Last World Championship against Fabiano Caruana, Magnus and Fabiano drew 12 consecutive times before going to the rapid time controls, where Magnus quickly won 3 straight games. Against Sergei Karyakin in 2016, there were 10 draws and 1 win apiece before Magnus won quickly on rapid time controls. This, however, may be a different story. Whereas Fabiano Caruana is an amazing positional chess player and is the second highest rated player in the world to Magnus Carlsen, Jan Nepomnyachi is an aggressive attacking player who uses amazing tactics to try and create advantage for himself on the board. And this may actually give him a better chance if the games go to the rapid time controls. So this creates some interest. Also, given their background of playing each other many times, Nepo may actually just win in the classical time format if he can manage to pull out a victory while not getting a loss. This would be an enormous upset. Magnus is heavily favored in this because he has won so many times. He is also the reigning blitz and rapid. He's also the rapid and blitz world champion currently. So if the game goes to that, he would be favored still in that. But given the difference in styles, Nepomnyachi's attacking style and Magnus's all-around style, the attacking style of Nepomnyachi may cause some issues for Magnus. Now, it's very interesting. Like I said earlier, this is not the first time that they have faced each other in a world championships. This is, I'm going to show a picture now. This is them at 12 years old at the European Chess Championships, won by Jan Nepomnyachi. The same year in 2002, Nepomnyachi won the World Under-12 Championships. They also faced each other in the 2004 World Under-14 Championships. So I think that this gives Nepo a good amount of confidence going in, that he has had success, that he has played against Magnus for over 20 years, and that they have a good rivalry going. Now, Magnus, at a certain point in the late 2000s, early first decade of this century, Magnus began to pass Nepomnyachi in rating and as far as a promise. But Nepo is walking into this knowing that he has plagued Magnus many times. Not only has he plagued Magnus many times and had great success, Nepo was also what is considered the second for Magnus in from 2010 to 2012, meaning he was one of Magnus's main training partners for Magnus's tournaments when he was trying to get ready. So not only does Nepo have a lot of experience against him, he also knows how Magnus trains. Magnus, always confident, however, does not see this as an issue. He was asked once, is your biggest advantage in the upcoming World Chess Championships your experience in these matches? Magnus, never shy, said, my biggest advantage is that I am better at chess. Now, who do I think is going to win this championship? While it would be very hard to pick anyone but Magnus as the victor of the World Chess Championships, I do think that Nepo provides some challenges that Magnus has not faced in the World Chess Championships before. Even the great Garry Kasparov says that Nepomnyachi has made his game better in the last 2 years, so much so that he's able to stay in and play solid and not overextend himself with his chess moves so that he doesn't make mistakes. And if he can stay solid and also mix in some of his tactical brilliance, he could manage to pull out a win in this World Chess Championship, which would be very exciting and rob Magnus of the opportunity to get his 5th World Chess Championship, which would, like I said, tie him for the second most of all time. Keep your eyes here on the Triple Play Chess channel, as I will be covering the games. I'm probably not going to be covering every single game, but I will try to bring in a few videos, especially if there is a decisive win in one of the games. And I will try to show you guys some of the interesting tactics and some of the ideas behind their chess moves. And hopefully you guys can gain a better understanding of chess, maybe break out that chessboard that's been hiding in your closet. Like Magnus and Nepo here, let's get it on.